back, fans, to the second half of RWL Rage from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Don Hickson, Christy Ogilvie, and Myron Schimmelman here at ringside to bring you all the action, and the second half is shaping up to be quite a beauty. While there are no title matches on the line, it is certainly going to be an action-packed card.
You ain't kidding, Don. We got Brenda Blair facing Sherry Martel, the undisputed World Tag Team Champions. The Originals will be in non-title action tonight, and Willa Santos will face Josef von Schmidt later on.
And as hour 2 rolls on, ladies division competition as legendary veteran Sherry Martel and manager Too Short Popeye Scott Bell try their luck against Brenda Blair.
Oi, don't get me started on this bastard Too Short. I've got a headache already.
The next match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Too Short Popeye Scott Bell from Nashville, Tennessee, here is sensational Sherry Martel.
And while we're on the subject, could someone please tell me exactly what the hell it is that woman is wearing? My God, it looks like some sort of eye test.
And it's Sherry Martel, recalling the days of the 1980s with her rather unusual outfit. Too Short Popeye Scott Bell making his way down the ramp here. And what a perfect match. Sherry Martel and Scott Bell. A match made in, well, you know where.
You know what's sad here, guys? Scary Sherry clearly has no friends. No one that cares about her now. To stop her from coming out here dressed like that. Wow. It almost makes you crave black and white television.
And her opponent, from San Jose, California, Brenda Blair.
The comeback princess of San Jose, California, Brenda Blair, back on the scene with us this week on RWL Rage, all set to go up one-on-one against the veteran Sherry Martel, and just about anything can happen here.
Just about anything, but I'll tell you, I think Brenda Blair's probably got a little problem here tonight because Sherry Martel, she's got the experience all over her, you know?
Worse still, she's got that sniveling little punk Too Short in her corner. And if those two don't cheat, then I'm an aardvark.
Don't worry, you're not gonna be an aardvark because trust me, those two are gonna cheat. You just wait and see.
Indeed, Too Short Popeye Scott Bell and Sherry Martel, well known for their chicanery and their shenanigans. Sherry Martel with absolutely heaps of experience as a well, gotta look at Brenda Blair. The epitome of confidence here as referee Willie Johnson sounds the bell. Collar and elbow tie up center ring. Sherry Martel with a scoop slam. Gathering Brenda Blair back up. Oh, a couple of hard right hands and a forearm. Brenda Blair in the corner gets shot back out. Sherry Martel locks her up against, slams her head against the canvas center ring. And now Sherry Martel making her way all the way up to the top rope. Brenda Blair hasn't moved, and whoa, a glancing, almost sort of connected, but not exactly blow. Sherry Martel covers one. And no, Brenda Blair definitely did not get all of that elbow drop. Collar and elbow. Brenda whipped to the ropes. Martel ducks under. Beautiful hip toss from Sherry Martel. As Too Short Popeye Scott, whoa, look at this blatant choke. Right in front of the referee, didn't give a damn. Wow, Scott Bell really has trained his people well. Look at this. Too Short Popeye messing around with that turnbuckle. Well, there's just trouble on all sides. Here's Brenda Blair. Whoa, delivers a wicked elbow to the chest. And Sherry Martel, as referee Willie Johnson corrects that turnbuckle issue. Brenda Blair has it. Whoa, shoulder breaker. Brenda Blair from behind on Sherry Martel. Whoa! Spun her neck with her. Boy, that was potentially hazardous. Brenda Blair putting the boots to the face of Sherry Martel. Hard stomp to the midsection. Spiteful series of small kicks to the ribs. Brenda Blair. Whoa! Sherry Martel shoves her back. They lock up again. Brenda Blair whips Sherry Martel onto the outside, and boy, did she roll. Brenda Blair. Oh, the crowd's loving this one right here. Brenda Blair delivering another wicked stop and another series of spiteful kicks to the ribs. A disrespectful shove of the boot to the face. Brenda Blair really not thinking very much at all. Cravat suplex. Brenda Blair indeed not thinking very much at all of Sherry Martel. Sherry Martel escorted back into the ring by Brenda Blair. Look at this off the top rope. Beautiful crossbody splash across the back of Sherry Martel. Cover. One. And only one, but too short. Popeye Scott Bell definitely up to his usual chicanery. Sherry Martel pulls herself up. Here comes Brenda Blair. Whoa, Sherry Martel with a rapid counter. And now into a surfboard stretch with her knee in the back and torquing the arms of Brenda Blair. Brenda Blair back to her feet. Look at that. How did she get out of that one? Brenda Blair with a beautiful slam right center ring in front of Sherry Martel. Look at this. Brenda Blair really not thinking much of the veteran Sherry Martel. Hard kick to the midsection. Oh, down goes Brenda Blair off the drop kick. And another blatant choke. Sherry Martel, with all pretenses of politeness gone, goes for a cover. One. And Brenda Blair finding her way out yet again. Another near fall to the consternation of too short Popeye Scott Bell. Power and elbow. Sherry Martel, with Brenda Blair up against the ropes, delivers a hard right. And again, the turnbuckle being manipulated. Sherry Martel whips Brenda Blair to the ropes. Hard right hand stuns Brenda Blair wickedly. Brenda whip, oh my, right into the steel. The exposed turnbuckle right going into the chest of Brenda Blair. Brenda with a dragon screw. Takes Sherry Martel down, goes for a cover. One. Two. Sherry Martel still in the game here. Brenda Blair gathering her up by the nose. Wow. Talk about vicious. This one's been a rough one. Brenda Blair sets it up. Whoa. What a spike right there. Brenda Blair delivers a stomp to the lower abdomen and walks it off. Wow. Hard kick to the back for Sherry Martel. Martel gathered up by Brenda Blair again. Whip to the ropes. Brenda with the, whoa, spine buster. Right in front of the manager, Scott Bell. Now Brenda Blair into a leg lock on Sherry Martel. Sherry Martel just about screaming her head off. Brenda Blair in control of Sherry Martel as referee Willie Johnson once again corrects that turnbuckle, which must be like the third time around. Here we go, Brenda Blair with a charge, and out onto the floor goes Sherry Martel, and here comes Brenda Blair right after her. Too short Popeye Scott Bell better get the hell out of the way. Brenda Blair putting the boots to Sherry Martel, draws a knee into the head of Sherry Martel. Referee Willie Johnson has initiated the count. And you can't hardly blame Brenda Blair for her outrage. With Sherry Martel and Scott Bell conspiring together to try and snatch this match away from her. Into the ring steps goes Brenda Blair. Sherry Martel definitely reaching for desperation maneuvers here. And whoa, here we go, Brenda Blair. Oh, a leg drop over the back of the head of Brenda Blair. Sherry Martel with an overhand right. And now look at this, Sherry Martel slams the face of Brenda Blair into the mats on the outside. Follows it up with a hard stomp. Brenda Blair got to be in all kinds of pain here. Whoa! Leg scissor stomp. And Sherry Martel has regained momentum in this matchup. Martel escorting Brenda Blair back inside the ring, and here she comes right after herself. Brenda Blair in big trouble at the moment. Sherry Martel not setting up for the grand finale here. Whoa! Crossbody does not connect. Brenda Blair rounds her up. Collar and elbow. Martel whipped to the ropes. Brenda ducks under. Leapfrogs it. And whoa! Knee to the skull, and Sherry Martel's on Dream Street. Brenda Blair goes for the cover. 1. Whoa! Only a 1. What is keeping Sherry Martel going? A hard kick from Brenda Blair. A stomp to the back of the knee. And again, the momentum has shifted in this matchup as Brenda Blair puts the boots to the hands and fingers of Sherry Martel. Brenda, whoa, with a boot slice right there, scraping the sides of Sherry Martel's face. They lock it up. Brenda escorting Sherry to the corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Brenda rounds her up. Whoa, big old scoop slam. And again, going for the cover. 1. And again, only a 1. Sherry Martel giving Brenda Blair some problems here. Brenda delivers a hard kick to the midsection. As Sherry Martel all the way up. Whoa! What a neck breaker from all the way in the middle of the air. Sherry Martel had knocked out Brenda Blair. 1, 2, 3, and that is all, folks. Brenda Blair wins this one by pinfall.
The time was precisely 8 minutes, and your winner by pinfall, Brenda Blair.
Well, there you have it. Young Brenda Blair teaching an object lesson to Sherry Martel. Cheaters never prosper. And Brenda Blair certainly taught the lesson effectively to Sherry Martel. What a great win over Sherry Martel by pinfall. And we've got more RWL Rage coming up right after the break, so please stay with us. We'll be right back. Coming up next, a Legends Division matchup well worth the price of admission as Mr. USA Tony Atlas gets set to face the human wrecking machine Zeus in a one-on-one confrontation.
And we've got an update on Ballarat Jack, and the staff doctor says Mad Dog Mark McKay has succeeded in dislocating Jack Jones' kneecap, and B. Jack has been taken to a local hospital for treatment. What a way to put yourself on the map, huh?
The next match is scheduled for 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Roanoke, Virginia, weighing 272 pounds, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.
Whether in tag team competition with Rocky Johnson, or in singles action all on his own, Tony Atlas always delivers top-notch performances. Tonight's is looking a little bit tougher than usual, as Atlas gets set to rock it against an opponent that's at least as powerful as himself, but that's gonna make it a great matchup too. Just one that I'm not willing to try and pick a winner for.
Which makes perfect sense. But Christy, you know what? Tony Atlas has one advantage that Zeus does not have, and that is the fans are 100% behind Mr. USA Tony Atlas.
I'm pretty sure if you measured it by a show of hands, there'd be very few hands raised for the human wrecking machine Zeus.
His opponent, accompanied by Eric Bischoff from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 302 pounds, the human wrecking machine, Zeus.
Well, one half of the Eric Bischoff sponsored team of the human wrecking machine Zeus and the great Khali. Zeus out here all on his own this evening, set to go up against Mr. USA Tony Atlas, and it is going to be an explosive matchup. These two extremely powerful physical specimens, with perhaps Zeus having a little bit more of a weight advantage over Tony Atlas. But Mr. USA, as you say, Myron, he's got the support of the fans.
Right there with you 100%, Don. Zeus and Khali, big yes. Powerful yes. Popular? Well, let's not get psychotic.
And no kidding, when you got 20,000 people roughly making noise for your side, that can really motivate a wrestler towards a win, and a guy like Tony Atlas can feed off a crowd and do some amazing things.
Right you are, Christine, as the bell sounds. Zeus charges and falls flat on his face. Tony Atlas locks him up. He's got Zeus by the throat. Look at this right here. Hard shot to the midsection. I don't even think he's slowing Zeus down. Zeus whipped to the ropes, clothesline, finally takes him to the canvas. Mr. USA Tony Atlas gets countered. Zeus quickly back to his feet, follows it up with a stomp and another clothesline that fails to connect. Tony Atlas counters with an elbow to the face. Zeus whipped out onto the apron and brought back in the hard way. Tony Atlas, with a display of serious power, hard overhand right, takes Zeus down to the canvas. Tony Atlas all the way up on the top rope. Here we go. Diving elbow across the back of the human wrecking machine, Zeus. Tony Atlas indeed firing on all cylinders here. Zeus with a counter and enziguri across the head. Tony Atlas. They lock up again. Cradle position. Turnbuckle into the back and pitched out center ring by Zeus. Eric Bischoff watching his client. Decided admiration here. Tony Atlas counters with an enziguri. Zeus back to his feet. Locks up with Atlas, whips him to the ropes. Clothesline takes him down to the mat. The human wrecking machine with Tony Atlas up over the shoulder. Oklahoma slam right in the center of the ring. A hard right, a hard left, another left, a collar and elbow. And up over the shoulder. And a back body drop. And momentum has shifted towards the human wrecking machine. Takes himself all the way up to the top rope. Tony Atlas laid out center ring, slowly getting back to his feet here. And boom, double axe handle right across the head. Zeus covers one, but only a one. Tony Atlas quickly powering out of that one. The human wrecking machine fails to connect with the leg drop, catches a stomp. Tony Atlas similarly fails to connect with the leg drop, catches a kick. Now Zeus with a hard stomp to the lower abdomen. Tony Atlas counters with a kick. Back to his feet. Mr. USA locks it up, whip to the ropes. Zeus collides with him. Atlas with a hard right goes behind. Hard shot to the back. Zeus counters with an elbow. They lock up again. The human wrecking machine choking Tony Atlas. Now Zeus putting the boots to the hands and fingers of Mr. USA. Atlas counters, gets back to his feet. The human wrecking machine Zeus slams Tony Atlas face first into the canvas and makes his way to the top rope yet again. And here we go. Whoa, diving headbutt. That one did connect. Zeus covers. 1, 2, but no. Tony Atlas quickly getting that shoulder back up. The human wrecking machine. Well, look, oh, well, now that was just brutal. Absolutely savage. The crowd really letting Zeus hear it for that one. Tony Atlas fails to connect with the kick. Atlas whipped to the ropes on another clothesline. Zeus again fails to connect with that leg drop, catch himself right on the keister. And here's Eric Bischoff getting himself perfectly involved. Zeus quickly countered by Mr. USA with a chop block taken right back down to the mat. Zeus steps to the outside. Atlas, perhaps a little reticent to join Zeus on the outside of the ring as the referee continues his count. Zeus makes his way back inside. Tony Atlas waiting right there for him. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. And whoa, what a tackle right there. He took Zeus down hard. Hard overhand right. And a stomp to the back. Rebounds off the ropes, cross back. Whoa, look at that, beautiful. 1, 2, but only a 2. Zeus still with a little bit too much steam here. Tony Atlas stalking him. Zeus ducks out of the way, connects with a right. Tony Atlas counters with a kick. They lock up again. And Tony Atlas with Zeus up against the ropes. Where's this going to go? Whoa, what a hard karate chop across the chest. Now driving the knee of Zeus into the canvas. Tony Atlas with a stomp to the shoulder. Mr. USA, knowing the power of Zeus and trying to counter it as best he can. Zeus making his way to his feet on the apron. And here comes Tony Atlas. A hard right hand doesn't take him down. Another hard right hand, and he's still hanging on. Tony Atlas drapes him over that top rope. Hard overhand right takes him down, slams his face right into the mat. And again, Eric Bischoff Becoming personally involved in this situation as Zeus charges from behind. Running Bulldog takes Tony Atlas down to the mat. Zeus, short arm clothesline, steps over Atlas, does it again, steps over Atlas a third time, and nails the triple clothesline. Follows it up with a stomp to the midsection. Tony Atlas laid out center ring and in big trouble here as Zeus goes for a submission. With no ropes anywhere near Mr. USA. Atlas gonna have to use his power to break out, and he certainly does that and takes Zeus down. Tony Atlas gets locked up again. Zeus has got him up. Whoa, man, just a nasty scoop slam. Zeus rounding up Tony Atlas, has him by the throat. And look at this. Tony Atlas counters, connects with the left. And whoa, a one-arm slam. What kind of power did that take? Here we go. 1, 2, and again, Zeus finding the wherewithal to get out of that pin. Tony Atlas rounds him up a hard right hand. Zeus counters with an elbow to the face. Follows it up with a hard right to the back, and here we go, center ring into a bear hug, a submission hold again. Tony Atlas could be in big trouble right here. Zeus, capable of squeezing the breath out of you. Tony Atlas delivers a couple of elbows to the side of the head of Zeus, and finally disengages the whole running clothesline, takes Zeus down. Now Mr. USA makes his way to the top turnbuckle, and here we go, misses with the crossbody. Zeus just a little bit too fast. Oh man, Zeus has got him by the throat, and that ain't good. Big time choke slam as Zeus goes to recover. This could be it. 1, 2. No, Tony Atlas. Where's he getting it from? Eric Bischoff sneaking a chair in there, the referee removing that. Atlas in the corner, and Zeus sets up the charge loud. That's like getting run over by a bull. Tony Atlas counters with elbows. Locks up Zeus. Zeus counters with a knee to the midsection. Whip to the far corner as Tony Atlas. Zeus fails to connect with that charge, and whoa, hard kick. Takes Zeus down to the mat, rolls him out on the floor, and here comes Tony Atlas in hot pursuit. Mr. USA rounding up the human wrecking machine here. Oh, belly to belly suplex, practically on the back of that steel chair. And Zeus hoisted on his own petard by the plans of his manager Eric Bischoff as Tony Atlas starts teeing off on his inner leg. The referee counting. And Tony Atlas delivers a stomp to the shoulder of Zeus. Atlas rolls Zeus back into the ring, and here comes Mr. USA taking himself all the way up to the high rent district here. Elbow drop across the back of Zeus. Tony Atlas rolls him over, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and that's the wrap party right there. Tony Atlas wins by pinfall over the human wrecking machine.
The time was 9 minutes and 11 seconds, and your winner, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.
Well, that match certainly turned out to be everything we expected. A battle of serious powerhouses, with Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, finally prevailing in the end against the human wrecking machine Zeus in pretty spectacular fashion.
Yeah, I figured this was exactly how it was going to be. It turned out great.
Fans, we'll be back with more RWL Rage right after the break, so don't you go away.
I like to always, never mind that, most of the time, I will give opponents the benefit of a doubt and say they're talented competitors that are, worthy competition. I have never liked the original George Washington, so I'm definitely not going to be crazy about a namesake dime store. Strumpet in a damn Uncle Sam costume. Where's she been? What's she done? Not a damn thing worth talking about. And tonight, the Rage Women's Tag Champions won't be taken down by those two sags, and you can tell them the Queen of RWL said it.
Women's World Champion Dynamite Jeannie Parker with unshakable faith as late Femme Spade Tall, Jeff Williams and Mimi Emerson as they go up against the odd couple of Georgia Washington and Dos Vidania.
Talk about your odd couples. How they got those two together, I got no idea.
Georgia Washington, of course, the valet of Kurt Angle, and Dos Vidania, a representative of Ivan Koloff's Red Star Confederation, certainly an odd couple indeed.
The following non-title ladies tag team match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First, from Leningrad, Russia, Dos Vidania.
What was your role in getting this one in the ring, Myron? That really is a wild and wacky pairing.
Yeah.
So how did it go down?
Yeah, it is. Well, I'll tell you, I didn't even know about those Vidania. It was Georgia Washington and Kurt Angle who come into the office. And Georgia says, I want a tag team match with the Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions. I've already got a partner. Let's not even get into that, but can it happen? I'm like, oh, well, all right, I suppose. Why not? Come to find out later, it's her. Go figure.
It certainly begs the question, how on the same page can these two possibly be, going up against Jet Williams and Mimi Emerson?
They can't possibly be that coordinated. They're new. They're damn sure not popular, either one of them. And they're going up against two of the best ladies on Rage. They honestly shouldn't hold out too much hope, you guys.
Well, that remains to be seen, Christy. And here is the young lady that Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote over on Snarl referred to as a 403, the Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington.
Her partner, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Washington.
You know, I said it last week, but I'm going to say it again this week for the people who didn't watch last week. What does Kurt Angle see in Georgia Washington? It don't make no sense.
She sure isn't winning hearts and minds with her mouth. She ragged on Philadelphia so bad, it brought her and Liberty Bell to blows. And she's not even here a whole month yet. I got a feeling there's going to be a summer blockbuster line around the block to whip Georgia Washington's ass the longer she sticks around.
And that's based solely on her single performances, Christy. This tag team matchup against Les Femmes Fatales. Again, this is not likely to help them win any further hearts and minds.
Their opponents, accompanied by Dynamite Jeannie Parker, the RWL Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions, Jet Williams, and Goddess Mimi Emerson, Les Femmes Fatales.
The Women's World Champion, you heard her comments in the pre-match interview. She does not think much of Georgia Washington or Dos Vidania, and she certainly has terrific faith in Jet Williams and Mimi Emerson, the Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions. And these three ladies, the most powerful ladies on RWL Rage.
I don't have to tell y'all, I just love the hell out of this tag team. Back when it was just Jeannie and Mimi, they were top stars, and now with Jet Williams in the mix, it's like a second chapter for Les Femmes.
And Jeannie's got a point. Jet and Mimi, they're an established team. They work together well. We don't know what's going to happen with Georgia Washington and Dos Vidania. They could be all over the place.
That is entirely possible, Myron. And it also, look at this, Dynamite Jeannie Parker with a disdainful look towards Dos Vidania and Georgia Washington as she makes her way inside the ring with Jet Williams and Mimi Emerson, Les Femmes Fatales. All right, well, the Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions set to go up against this glasnost odd couple of Georgia Washington and Dos Vidania. Let's see how this one all shakes out as Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. Collar and elbow center ring, Jet Williams and Dos Vidania starting us off here. Snap mare, Jet Williams into a rear headlock. And drives a knee into the back of Dos Vidania. Jet right back on her. Hangs her up off the top rope. Dos Vidania hits the canvas hard. Jet rounds her up again. And snap suplex right center ring. Follows it up with a stomp that doesn't connect, but a basement dropkick certainly does. Taking Dos Vidania down again. Rose Vidania gathered up slowly by Jet Williams. Jet with another snap suplex. Close to Le Femme Fatale's corner. Rounds Dos Vidania up one more time. They are tussling in the collar and elbow. Dos Vidania shoves her back. Responds with a chop to the chest and a jawbreaker that takes Jet down. Dos Vidania trying to turn things around here, but an arm drag from Jet Williams says, no you don't. Counter Irish whip into the ropes. Dos Vidania winds up the arm. Jet Williams counters yet again. Dos Vidania nails a neck breaker. Now gathers Jet Williams up off the mat again. And Jet Williams whipped to the ropes. And an elbow finds the mark, takes her down. Dos Vidania gathering her up again. And into a crushing leg sweep. Well, who didn't see that one coming? Dos Vidania with a hard forearm. Goes behind on Jet. Jet goes behind on her in a counter. Goes behind yet again. Another counter from Dos Vidania. And into a headlock and a punch that takes Jet Williams down the mat. Jet Williams counters, whips Dos Vidania into the corner. Turns her around. Where are we going to go from here? Seats her up there on the top turnbuckle, but Dos Vidania quick with the counter. Turns it around, and here we go. Whoa, Meteora. Knees to the chest off the top rope from Dos Vidania. That was fairly impressive. Dos Vidania rounds her up again. Whips her into her team's corner. And here comes the Yankee Rolls, Georgia Washington, on the tag. A little bit of a double team here. A drop toe hold and an elbow to the back for Jet Williams as Georgia Washington takes over for her team. Jet Williams with a kick to the midsection and a running crossbody that takes Georgia down. Jet Williams gathers her up again. Up over the shoulders in the fireman's carry position, carrying her halfway across the ring, but Georgia Washington responds with a series of elbows. Fails to connect with the drop kick. Jet Williams fails to connect. Well, there's another kick that did in fact connect. As Georgia Washington was almost escorted to the Femmes corner, but counters with a series of elbows. And a beautiful fireman's carry from Jet Williams. Les Femmes Fatales have been extremely successful. Jet Williams countered by Georgia Washington. Look at this, a blind tag from Goddess Mimi Emerson. Says, here, let me in, let me take care of some of this here. Winds up over the shoulders of Georgia Washington and flapjacked right into the canvas face first. Georgia Washington countered by Mimi Emerson with a beautiful flip right there. Mimi rounds her up. Simple but effective scoop slam. Emerson rounds Georgia Washington up one more time. Georgia Washington counters with a hard shot and a chop that takes Mimi Emerson down. She certainly felt that one as Dos Vidania comes in. Dos Vidania moves in right away on Mimi Emerson. Net breaker drop. Dos Vidania rounds up Mimi one more time. Mimi counters with a kick to the midsection. And whoa, slammed her head right into the canvas face first. And here comes Jet Williams. Jet Williams slowly moving in on Dos Vidania. They lock up, collar and elbow. Dos Vidania shoving her back. Sets her up for the neck breaker drop and nails it. Dos Vidania tags in Georgia Washington. As Jet Williams just about getting to her feet. Whoa, Georgia misses with the clothesline. How quick was Jet Williams into a suplex? That takes her down. Here comes Mimi Emerson again. Goddess Mimi Emerson rounds up Georgia Washington. Whoa, what a super kick. And then going behind. Look at this straight jacket suplex. Wow. Goddess Mimi Emerson catches a counter from Georgia Washington. A snapmare. Fails to connect with the knee. Mimi Emerson just a bit too fast. Mimi fails to counter with her move and gets taken down with a chop block. Georgia Washington counters Mimi Emerson. Look at this. Whoa, what a leg drop right there, center ring. Mimi rounds her up over the shoulder. And a running power slam. Mimi covering. 1, 2, and no. Georgia Washington getting back to her feet here. Mimi Emerson unaware she's there, but hey, hello, counter. Kick to the midsection and a clothesline that takes the Yankee Rose out onto the floor. And here comes Jet Williams again. Dynamite Jeannie Parker certainly admiring the handiwork of her two friends. Les femmes fatales. Jet Williams slides out of the ring. Georgia Washington looks like she might have really gotten caught right there pretty good. Misses with the crossbody. Georgia Washington rounds her up. Rolls her back inside the ring. Georgia Washington moves in, misses with the chop. Jet Williams. Whoa, what a clothesline, and there goes Walt Rothburn. Purely unintentional, but wow. And then a beautiful tilt-a-whirl Hurricane Rana. And now a tag, and here comes Dos Vidania, the referee, definitely out to lunch here as Dos Vidania nails a spear on Jet Williams. Jet to her feet here. Into a sleeper hold center ring. This could be a problem here. With the legs locked around the waist of Jet Williams. The referee saying no. Jet Williams powering out of this one. And escaping the hold. Jet takes her down. Now into an arm bar. Stretching the arm of Dos Vidania. The referee monitoring the situation carefully. Jet Williams releases the hold, gathers her up again. Fireman's carry from Dos Vidania. Now gathering up Jet Williams. Lines up the arm into a hammerlock. But whoa! Jet Williams with a series of hard shots to the midsection. They lock up and tussle again. Georgia Washington just getting back to her feet on the outside. Jet Williams goes behind but gets countered by Dos Vidania. And whoa! Backbreaker just about center ring. Jet gathers her up again. Whips her into Les Femmes' corner. And here's Mimi Emerson on the tag, and we're going to see a little double team here. Dos Vidania whips to the ropes, drop toe hold, and an elbow across the back. As Mimi Emerson assumes control of this matchup. Mimi pitched out onto the apron by Dos Vidania. Dos Vidania slides out of the ring. Takes herself right back inside. Mimi Emerson has re-entered. Mimi whipped to the ropes. Whoa, what a surprise for Dos Vidania. She was not expecting that knee to the head. Kick to the midsection. Rounded up over the shoulders. Boom! Inverted Dominator. Mimi with a running punch. Takes Dos Vidania down to the canvas. Mimi drags her center ring. Goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2, and again, no. Dos Vidania managing to break that pin. Moves in on Mimi Emerson. Mimi once again whipped out on the apron. Dos Vidania takes herself outside yet again. Takes her down. Whoa! Just pulled out the props from under Mimi Emerson. Mimi gathered up again. And whoa! What a nasty kick that was from Dos Vidania. The referee now counting. Kick to the midsection from Mimi. Mimi misses with that kick. Dos Vidania rolls her back inside. Brings herself back inside. Fails to connect with the top hard right hand. But a beautiful arm drag. Dos Vidania misses with the drop kick. Up over the shoulders of Mimi Emerson. And head first into her own team's turnbuckle. Mimi putting the boots to Dos Vidania. Pressing both boots into the chest. Look at this. Boom! Right across the chest with both knees. And Mimi Emerson doing a little bit of showboating here. Here comes the Yankee Rose. Georgia Washington and Jet Williams. Georgia Washington escorting Jet Williams towards the ropes. Whoa, what a kick. Takes Jet Williams down center ring. Look at this rebound off the ropes. Georgia Washington with a handstand and a moonsault and a cover. Wow. Here's the count. 1, 2, and whoa, Mimi Emerson right there to spoil the pin. Jet Williams gathered up again. Georgia fails to connect with that dropkick, but counters with a hard right. Oh, here we go. Georgia Washington quickly taken down with a drop toe hold from Jet Williams. Oh, belly to belly suplex. And Jet goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and that is all the femme fatale, winning this one by pinfall over Georgia and Dos Vidania.
The time was 12 minutes and 16 seconds. Your winners, Les Femmes Fatales.
You know, I got no idea exactly what sort of training Jeannie Parker puts Mimi and Jet Williams through, but I assume it's the same kind that she goes through herself. But whatever it is, it's certainly working for Les Femmes Fatales.
And while that's true, Myron, let's keep it 100 here. Georgia Washington and Das Vidania, these two were a couple of non-starters in this match. They didn't really have a shot against the Rage Women's Tag Champs. And Jet and Mimi sure took it to them. Great win for Les Femmes.
And we'll be back with more RWL Rage right after this. Coming up next, tag team competition in the mighty RWL manner as Superstar Billy Graham and Jesse the Body Ventura join forces to face RWL Undisputed World Tag Team Champions John Van and Guy Cormier, the Originals, in a non-title matchup.
And the Originals are always good.
The following non-title tag team match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First, accompanied by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, at a combined weight of 550 pounds, the team of Jesse the Body Ventura and Superstar Billy Graham.
Two significant members of the very deep stable of the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, Jesse the Body Ventura and Superstar Billy Graham. And they are going to try their luck in this non-title matchup against John Van and Guy Cormier, the Undisputed World Tag Team Champions, the Originals.
Tough match, even for John and Guy. Graham and Ventura have a pretty solid record with more wins than losses.
Even without the RWL Undisputed Tag Team Championships on the line, Superstar Billy Graham and Jesse the Body Ventura certainly would love to add a win against the Originals to their reputation.
Hey, if they win, they cheated for sure.
Their opponents, accompanied to the ring by Sylvia Strong, at a combined weight of 520 pounds, they are the RWL Undisputed World Tag Team Champions John Van and Guy Cormier, the Originals.
Well, you know, the Freak and the Wild Thing, the Psychedelics, they lost the Snarl Tag Team titles to Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood on Snarl, right? But that's okay. Sylvia Strong has still got the #1 money spinners, John Van and Guy Cormier. And as long as that stays in place, she's going to be all right.
Still quite a bit of gold in the Stronghold stable, not just the Originals, but the Insiders holding individual titles as well. Big Jake Blackwell and Stefan Von Berger with titles of their own. And while the Psychedelics did lose the Snarl Tag Team titles, they will face Oliver Hollywood and Tommy Wilcox in a rematch at Black Friday next week.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I want to see Sylvia take it to Faye Crawford at Snarl next show. Those two are definitely a toxic mix right now.
Yeah, you've got to keep them 150 feet away from each other these days, believe me.
All right, well, Superstar Graham and the Chicago Hammer John Van starting us off in this tag team matchup. The referee rings the bell. Here we go. They lock up John Van with the Superstar in the cradle position, has him up, hangs him up off the top rope right away. Hard fist drop from the Chicago Hammer. Follows it up with a kick. Superstar Graham in trouble from the word go. John Van raining knuckles on the temple of the Superstar. The Chicago Hammer drives the knee into the arm. Superstar Billy Graham. Graham quickly back to his feet. John Van with a hard counter and another. Locks him up yet again. Up over the shoulder into a basic scoop slam, and here we go. Chicago Hammer John Van about to go air on the Superstar. Graham standing himself up, and here we go. Diving shoulder tackle from the Chicago Hammer John Van. Superstar Billy Graham is not looking very, very offensive at all. Here comes Guy Cormier, the Staten Island Crippler, as Jesse the Body Ventura tags in. Fresh partners all the way around. Here we go. Whoa, nice headlock takedown from Cormier. Cinching it in there in the center of the ring. Ventura Manages to toss him off. Cormier all the way up on the top. Whoa, hard shot from Ventura. And still connects with the double axe handle. Jesse Ventura not able to really do anything about that one. Whoa, hard stomp to the right in the face of superstar Billy Graham. Jesse Ventura really getting it. And superstar Billy Graham recovering on the outside as John Van comes in, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. Got to be wondering why he's having a bad day at the office here. John Van goes right back to work on the arms of Jesse Ventura. Driving elbows into the neck and shoulder area. Right into those trapezius muscles. The Chicago Hammer. Raining knuckles on the side of the head of Jesse Ventura just like he did. Whoa, and another fist drop right to the head of Jesse Ventura as he steps out and tags in Guy Cormier again. The tag early, tag often mantra of the originals. Working the charm here. Jesse Ventura counters. Locks up. Guy Cormier has him up over the shoulders. Walks him over to his corner, head first into the turnbuckle, and down he goes into a seated position. Ooh, here we go. Jesse Ventura trying to squeeze the breath right out of Guy Cormier. A hard leg drop right across the elbow. Guy Cormier. Ventura locks him up, whips him into the corner. Here comes superstar Billy Graham. A little bit of a double team here, a hard kick to the midsection. And Graham delivers a series of shots from an overhand right that takes, whoa, head first into the canvas. Superstar Billy Graham. That came back to the originals for his earlier session with both of them. Whoa, Luke does press from Guy Cormier, starts raining right hands on the head of the superstar. The original always coming to the ring with a game plan and always executing it to near perfection. Cormier all the way up on the top rope. Oh, whoa, what a dive. Took Graham down hard. And in comes John Van once more. Whoa, look at this. Whoa, what a clothesline from superstar Billy Graham, who seems to have had quite enough of being abused by the originals. John Van takes him up over the shoulder again, hangs him off the top rope, says we're not... Oh, whoa, what a slap from the superstar. He's back, John Van has him up over the shoulders, head first into the turnbuckle, and seated into the corner of Graham and Ventura with an alley-oop. Whoa, right out of the corner. John Van dropped on his upper back as Jesse Ventura comes in on a tag. Jesse Ventura with a series of shots and a throat chop and a kick to the midsection. Woohoo! Countered by John Van into a back body drop. Jesse the body rounded up again. Being escorted to the original's corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Whoa, did you see that shot from John Van? Rebounds off the ropes and a run. What a flying bulldog right there. And Jesse Ventura writhing in pain as Guy Cormier makes his way into the ring. Here we go, Cormier with a falling neckbreaker. Ventura counters it into a dragon screw. And here comes superstar Billy Graham again. They lock up. Cradle position, Cormier hung up off the top rope by superstar. Follows it up with a series of kicks. So far, this tag team match has been fiery. Graham countered by Cormier, delivering forearms to the head of the superstar. Cormier rounds up superstar Graham again, a couple of hard shots and a chop across the chest and a kick that took Graham down but hard. Cormier off the top, beautiful cross body. He steps out and here comes John Van again, Sylvia Strong. There's a lot on her mind, but still got to be quite pleased with the performance of the originals. Cormier drives a knee into the chest of superstar Billy Graham. Rounds him up. Whoa, inverted atomic drop and into another crossbody. A lot of combination moves from the originals. Cormier covers. 1, 2. Oh, no, superstar Billy Graham. With just enough power to kick out. Cormier Uh-oh, here we go. The Von Erich Claw on Superstar Graham. Here comes Jesse Ventura to make the save, but whoa, collision, that's it. The referee says that is all. We are done. The Originals have won this one by submission.
The time was 7 minutes and 42 seconds. Your winners by submission, the Originals.
John and Guy chalking up another big win over Graham and Ventura, and doing it in a fairly short time too. No wonder Sylvia has that kind of faith in the Originals. They hardly ever let her down.
But more important than anything, they never let her down when the undisputed World Tag Team titles are on the line. The Originals, wow, like Jeannie Parker. Long-term, years-long champion. That's hard to do these days.
It is indeed hard to do, and yet John Van and Guy Cormier seem to be able to do it on a consistent basis. As you say, especially with the Undisputed World Tag Team Championships on the line, and they have done it again tonight with this submission win over Jesse the Body Ventura and Superstar Billy Graham. Fans, our main event is just about on the way. Waiting in the wings is Joseph Von Schmidt facing the Mexican Monolith Warlord Santos, and we'll be back with that main event right after the break. It was just a couple of weeks ago that Joseph Von Schmidt made clear his determination to take the titles away from Warlord Santos, the Mexican Monolith, and they will be facing off again this evening in our main event in a non-title matchup.
Tonight's Rage main event is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Hidalgo, Mexico, weighing 496 pounds, he is an RWL Triple Crown champion and the reigning super heavyweight champion, the Mexican Monolith, Warlord Santos.
2024 has been the year of the Mexican Monolith for sure, and he has held on with both hands to 3 of those titles, losing one to Andre the Giant for only a few weeks before regaining it back. Warlord Santos has been absolutely astounding and has sparked the jealousy of Joseph Von Schmidt, who is now determined to try and get as many of those titles away from the Mexican Monolith as is humanly possible.
First, he's going to try for the World Heavyweight Championship next week at Black Friday. Can he do it? Well, I don't know. I think Warlord Santos has the championship's advantage like always. Plus, being 7 feet tall and almost 500 pounds, that gives you a decided edge on things.
Plus, it's been a long, lean year for Joseph Von Schmidt, and his record against Santos is no sign of what might happen. But I'm with you, Myron. The Mexican Monolith has been way hotter this year.
Ever since getting rid of Playboy Gary Hart, the Mexican Monolith Warlord Santos has indeed been extraordinarily hot and extraordinarily successful.
His opponent, from Dresden, Germany, weighing 275 pounds, Das Deutschenhammer, Joseph Von Schmidt.
RWL's first ever Memphis Million winner, multi-time champion, the German Hammer Joseph Von Schmidt, determined to get back on top by the end of the year before the Memphis Million, and he plans to do it at the expense of the Mexican Monolith Warlord Santos. That is an elaborate plan, but can it and will it come to fruition?
Von Schmidt's problem is he's been going through a slump. The problem is it's an 11 long month slump. That's not a good thing. But if he gets back into his groove, it's possible he could relieve Santos of maybe 1, possibly even 2 titles. It just remains to be seen. We got a month and a half to go before Memphis Million. We'll just have to wait and see what develops.
No one should ever forget how dominant Von Schmidt was for years, consistently for years, before hitting that slump Myron mentioned. And it's true, if he suddenly gets his mojo back, we may see some more sudden title changes like we have in recent weeks in RWL.
Yeah, there was a couple of them last week on Snow.
And tensions will certainly be running hot for the next week, running up to Black Friday on the 29th. And tensions have been running very high between the Mexican Monolith and Das Deutschenhammer As we go into this main event, the bell sounds. Von Schmidt charges, takes him down with a shoulder tackle. Rounds the Mexican Monolith up. Has him up into a bear hug right away. Joseph Von Schmidt doing a little bit of showing off here. The referee calls for the rope break. Santos on the mat. Really getting it taken to him from Von Schmidt. Look at this. Whoa. Warlord Santos whips Von Schmidt to the ropes. Fails to connect with the elbow. Von Schmidt puts on the brakes. Gets taken down anyway. Winds up down on the canvas. The Mexican Monolith rounds him up. Hard forearm. Von Schmidt counters with a jawbreaker. Santos shoves him down to the canvas. Von Schmidt fails to connect with a couple of shots, but it's a dropkick that hardly phases the Mexican Monolith. And right back into that bear hug. Joseph Von Schmidt catches a couple of elbows between the neck and shoulder area. And Santos, free of the hold, charges, fails to connect with that shoulder tackle again, locks him up. Up over the shoulders goes Von Schmidt. Von Schmidt countering very quickly and getting out of danger. Goes behind and whoa, what a backbreaker right there from the German Hammer. Joseph Von Schmidt torquing the leg of the Mexican Monolith. Now Joseph Von Schmidt slowly making his way all the way up to the top rope. Santos hasn't moved. There's a diving elbow across the chest. Von Schmidt goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2, only 2. Von Schmidt gonna have to work a little bit harder. Here we go. Joseph Von Schmidt countered by the Mexican Monolith. Running clothesline takes him down the mat. Von Schmidt gathered up by the Mexican Monolith. Hard shot turns him around and whoa! A German suplex and a short arm clothesline right center ring that spun Von Schmidt around. Middle rope goes Santos, crossbody off the top, 496 pounds, crushing the chest of Joseph Von Schmidt. Kick to the midsection. Santos setting him up for that spinning powerbomb. Boom, and there it is. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, but no, somehow Joseph Von Schmidt with the wherewithal to find his way out of that pin. Santos gathers him up again. Lines the arm, but Von Schmidt counters. Spins him around with a hard right, goes behind him. There's a German suplex. And a short arm clothesline to counter the one he just received as Von Schmidt quickly goes for a cover. 1, 2, and no, again. The Mexican Monolith finds his way out of the pin. Joseph Von Schmidt, perhaps a little frustrated as Santos makes his way to the outside. Here comes Joseph Von Schmidt with a short arm clothesline that takes him down. The Mexican Monolith down on the floor on the outside with the referee counting. Again, a non-title matchup, but a lot riding on this. Possible predictor of what might happen next week at Black Friday. Santos rolled back into the ring. Quickly back to his feet as Von Schmidt re-enters. Whoa, running shoulder tackle takes him down. The Mexican Monolith gouging the face of Joseph Von Schmidt's center ring. Von Schmidt gathered up by Santos. Von Schmidt counters with a knee. Whips Santos to the ropes again and whoa, into a Luthez press and a series of hard right hands across the head of Warlord Santos. Von Schmidt cues it up. Look at this. Whoa, what a slam right there as Von Schmidt covers. 1, 2, 3, and whoa, talk about your upsets. Joseph Von Schmidt winning this one by pinfall and surprise.
The time was 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Your winner, Joseph Von Schmidt.
You know, guys, Santos doesn't lose too many matches, but for him to lose this one, it's really no big deal. But is it gonna happen again next week at Black Friday with a championship at stake?
I'm thinking Santos won't fail with a title on the line. And you know how dangerous he is after a loss. Championship or not. But the next time Santos...
Well, fans, that is going to do it for tonight's edition of RWL Rage. As always, we thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll see you next time. But don't forget to hit that notification bell, because coming up next, immediately following this edition of RWL Rage, it's RWL Snarl from Hershey, Pennsylvania, and it is Hangman Tex Lynch's birthday. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, folks. For all of us here at RWL, Don Hickson saying thank you, good night, and we'll see you at ringside next time.